YouTube, welcome to Mo's Knows. I'm your host, Mose. I appreciate you for tuning in. Remember the last video where I said I would see you next episode and you're here? Didn't I tell you it was going to be? I told you. See, Mo's Knows. I told you you was going to be here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are continuing in our series called The Checkup. Yep, checking in with all 32 teams across the NFL landscape, seeing what they've done this offseason, players they may have added, players that they lost, taking a look at the rosters as we head into week 1 of the NFL season, starting September 9th, which is a Thursday, first game of the NFL calendar year. Buccaneers, Cowboys, Thursday night. Got something planned for that. So stay tuned for announcements from myself in regards to things that we got going on with the channel and the content. So let's take a look at some of the players that this Washington football. Oh, I didn't even introduce. Yeah, we're on a checkup series, and today we're heading down to Washington with the Washington football team, and we're going to take a look at players they lost, players they added, and what their potential or projected starting lineup is going to be. So let's jump right in and take a look at the losses. First is right tackle Morgan Moses. He's been a staple on that offensive line for some time now, but they decided to move on from him. Outside linebacker Ryan Kerrigan, again, another player who has been with this organization for a long time, has been a solid contributor, a household name with this Washington team. He, I believe, goes over to the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow. Staying in the division, staying somewhat close to home. Linebacker Kevin Pierre-Louis, cornerback Ronald Darby, and quarterback Alex Smith, who's retired. Shout out to Alex Smith, former 49er. Did well with us towards the end of his career under the Harbaugh era. Unfortunately, injuries allowed Colin Kaepernick to come in, and then we moved on. Alex then went to Kansas City under Andy Reid and tore it up. But then they eventually decided to move on, go with a younger quarterback as well. And then Alex finished out his career, gruesome injury to his leg, almost thought he was going to lose the leg and have to get it amputated. But he was able to fight through that, multiple surgeries, healing up, was able to come back last year, get one last run in, help Washington, with the strength being the defense, but, he was able to help lead them into the playoffs. So all in all, solid career for Alex Smith, stand-up guy, consummate professional. Yeah, that's all I can say about the guy, man. All around good guy. Let's move over to the key additions. Cornerback William Jackson III coming over from Cincinnati. Wide receiver Curtis Samuel coming over from Carolina. Quarterback Ryan Fitzmagic coming over from the Dolphins to take over the quarterback position for this Washington team. Wide receiver Adam Humphries coming from Tennessee. And left guard Eric Flowers, who I think also is coming from Miami. I know he was with New York for a stint, but I think he's coming. His stop before here was Miami. I'll double check that later. So those are the additions. I like some of the pieces that they added, especially William Jackson and Curtis Samuel. So let's take a look at projected starting lineups and see where some of these new pieces fall. Looking at the offense, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback. Again, I think he's a bridge. I don't know who he's the bridge for. I know the team likes Taylor Heineke, so I don't know if Fitzpatrick is the bridge for Heineke, if they're trying to, make sure that he's, really, really ready. I know he came in and, he showed some amazing things last year when he had to step in for Alex Smith and when he had to play in that postseason game. So I know they like Taylor Heineke, but I don't know if he's exactly ready. And if they brought in Fitzpatrick to be a bridge for Heineke, or if maybe their plans are to go after a quarterback, who is a potential free agent next year, or somebody in the draft. So we'll have to see. We know this isn't long term, but for right now, Fitzpatrick is the starter. Behind him at running back is Antonio Gibson. Out wide, we got scary Terry McLaurin and his former Ohio State teammate Curtis Samuel, also joining him on the outside. Not the biggest wide receivers, but they're good route runners and they have great speed, great run after the catch ability. So I look to see them make some explosive plays in this offense. You add a solid slot receiver in Adam Humphries. At tight end, we have Logan Thomas, converted quarterback, but I think he's found a home at the tight end position. He's very athletic, and he's shown to be a really, really good tight end. And then our offensive line that we have protecting Ryan Fitzpatrick is Charles Leno Jr., Wes Schweitzer. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. Center Chase Roulier. Right guard, Brandon Scherf, the best offensive lineman on this team. And the rookie, Sam Cosmi, coming in and starting at right tackle. So other teams, I like the left side, didn't like the right side. With Washington, I like the right side, a little skeptical about the left side. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the season marches on to see if that left side of the line can hold up and open up holes for Gibson and provide the protection that Fitzpatrick needs. Moving over to the defense. Woo! Washington's defense is crazy. I think they showed a glimpse of what they could be last year. I think this year they're going to be that much better. Obviously, the strength of this team is that defensive line. Do they have the best defensive line in football? It is very well possible. Starting with the Predator, Chase Young, Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's only going to get better. Defensive tackles, Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, beasts. Then you got Montez Sweat on the opposite end of Chase Young. Absolutely crazy. Here's where they got better. Linebacking core. They needed to get better in the linebacking core. And they went out and they drafted Jamin Davis, linebacker out of Kentucky. When you talk about the rich getting richer, you talk about a good unit getting better just with one addition. What Jamin Davis is going to provide them at the middle linebacker position, with his ability to be sideline to sideline, his ability to drop into coverage, to cover tight ends, to cover backs, and he also can rush the passer. You already got to worry about Sweat and Young on the outside. You already got to worry about Payne and Allen coming up the middle and just completely blowing up the pocket. But now you got to worry about Jamin Davis blitzing as well. With his 4.4 speed, come on, cuz. Come on. This team is crazy. And then if you look at the secondary, Landon Collins at strong safety, Cameron Curl at free safety. They played well last year. They're only going to get better. You add somebody like William Jackson, who's a good cover corner, great speed, and then you got Kendall Fuller on the opposite side of him. This Washington defense is going to be crazy again this year. I hope they stay healthy because I want to see the height at which they can take defensive play. I'm really going to be interested to watch a lot of their games and just see this defense on the field gelling together. Again, as I talked about in previous videos, pass rush helping coverage, coverage helping pass rush. I'm really excited to see what this Washington defense does. And they're in the division where I think the only offense that they may have to worry about would be Dallas, just because Dallas offensive line, if they can stay healthy, is a really good offensive line. You know they got the weapons: Dak, Zeke, Gallup, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. they got the weapons. So I think if there's an offense that they have to worry about, maybe Dallas. The Giants' offense is only going to be as good as Daniel Jones allows them to be, no matter how many weapons that they have. We don't know what's going on in Philly. Jalen Hurts is your quarterback, but for how long? Who are your weapons on the outside other than Devontae Smith, who's a rookie, and Jalen Reagor, who's in his second year in the league, but hasn't shown the consistency that he's needed to show. So they're in a division where this defense can eat. And if they can eat in their division and build some momentum, a lot of teams are going to be worried about playing up against this defense. So I'm excited to see what they're able to do this year. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Checkup with the Washington football team. Thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate your time and attention. Washington football team fans, let me know how you're feeling about your team. I want to know what you feel about your defense. I want to know if you're as excited as I am. I want to know if you're like, whoa, Mose, pump your brakes. This defense is good, but they haven't proven anything yet. I want to hear it all. So drop a line in the comments, tap in with me. I love interacting with you all. If you want to connect with me on my social media, I will do as I always do and link those social media accounts in the description of this video. So you can tap in with me on any of those, whichever your preferred method is, doesn't matter to me. Since you're here, thank you so much again. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. It helps me, it helps you. Hit that subscribe button, become a part of the Mose Knows fan, become a know-it-all, and then hit that bell icon so that you get notified every time new content drops right here at Mose Knows. I was right when I said in the last video that I would see you in this video, and I can guarantee that since I was right about this, I'm gonna right about this time. So I'm gonna see you in the next video. I was right last time, I'll be right this time. Catch y'all in the next episode. Y'all be easy.